Dear travellers, and welcome. Today we're having a look at the Canon a460. This camera was released in 2007. That's roughly the same time Google bought YouTube and things really started to take off for the video sharing platform. So to honour this, I've made this intro to feel more like an early YouTube video. Enjoy. Running on 2 AA batteries, this pocket rocket is loaded with a 5 megapixel CCD sensor and the usual bells and whistles you would expect from a cheap camera from this era. And here's some images you can expect to get from it. Oh well, that's enough of that. Let's go for a walk and have a chat. Here we are in the beautiful southwest of Victoria, hitting the beach. Perfect day for it. So, why do I use old digicams? This is a question I frequently get asked while I'm out on the road, or at least I wish it was. What is a digicam in my opinion? Well, to me a digicam is an older digital camera that was produced around the turn of the century or early in the 2000s. They're generally classified as low megapixel cameras, anywhere from 2 megapixels to 8 megapixels, and have some kind of niche design or building purpose, whether that be a micro portable size, a rotating lens or body, or produces some kind of interesting visual effect or style. So why do I shoot digicams? Well, this is going to lead me into a bit of a rant. And this is where I might start to polarize some of the community, but it is what it is. If I just regurgitate the same popular opinion, then I'm not really adding anything by making these videos. So here we go. For people new to photography, like myself, I think using high-end modern cameras are actually limiting.
That's dumb. How can a new camera be limiting?
Well, hear me out. There's nothing wrong with having a high-end camera if you know what you're doing and you know how to get the image you're looking for. But I'm sure you've noticed that so much of what we see on social media and photo sharing pages is mostly dribble. And this takes me to the polishing poop paradigm. You see, the problem with modern cameras is such that there are no parameters. You can polish any image to the point that it makes you believe it's a great shot. Mess up the composition? No problems, just crop it. Oops, missed focus? Not to worry, we can add some sharpening. Colors don't work well together? Throw some filters and profiles on it. The subject is a bit boring. Add some clarity and bokeh, and that'll make it passable. Don't get me wrong, editing is an important step and it's an art form on its own. However, if you're still finding your feet in photography, even if it's just a hobby, you need to be aware of falling into this trap. And I only say this because I know that I've done it. Old digicams free you from this. Pick up a 3 megapixel camera from 2005. Take some shots. How do they look? Yes, they'll be noisy and soft. So how do you fix this in camera before you jump to the post work? Well, it might very well be that the lighting wasn't bright enough and the scene had contrasting exposures that didn't translate well on a prehistoric sensor. Or perhaps the foreground and background were too close together so the subject got lost in the image. And what is the subject? What are we trying to capture or express in your image? All these questions start to come into play when you have restrictive parameters. Shooting digicams isn't just a stylistic choice, it's a different way of approaching the art of making images. If it was purely a retro nostalgic look, well, I'm sure there's a profile for that, so why bother with an old digicam? Here's some examples of images I've taken that really help to show what I'm talking about. Again, I'm not a professional photographer, I definitely think I've got a long way to go, but I can see from my images the transition, the journey of my starting point to where I am now. And that's really good. You should see a change. If you don't look back at your old photos and cringe, there could be a problem there. Well, that's it for this one, guys. I hope this inspires you to get any camera, especially an older camera, maybe something limiting. Whenever you hear a review on YouTube and someone says, oh, it's a great camera, but it's very limiting, see that as a bonus. See that as a positive. Limitations are not bad. It makes you more artistic in how you overcome those limitations. So I hope you're able to grasp what I'm trying to express. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and as always, I will catch you on the next one.
Early morning boat, you and I. sunshine softly after the rain.